tired of Babylon's prostitution, where your shy's will.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea.
So our fathers were all under the cloud. They seen the Most High face to face. They dealt with the Most High, hearing Him, seeing Him, feeling the earth tremble, shaking, thunders, lightnings, cold. They seen all that. We haven't seen that. Let's keep going.
And all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did eat that same spiritual meat, and did drink that same spiritual drink, for they drank of rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted.
So we look in the Old Testament and we see that our fathers lost it in the wilderness. They lusted after evil things. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. They wanted to do it how they wanted to do it. The Lord fed them. The Lord clothed them. He kept the clothes that they had for 40 years straight. They had the same clothes for 40 years. And they were good. Same shoes. Imagine having some Jordans for 40 years. It ain't going to work out. The Most High made that happen. Let's keep going.
Verse 6. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Christ.
Let's not tempt Christ.
As some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer.
No reason to murmur.
Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come.
There is nothing new under the sun. The same thing that happened back then is the same thing that's happening to our people today. They worship in the sun. They worship in the moon. They worship in stars. They worship angels. Never be the case. The same thing that then is the same thing now. It says that these are the examples. We learn from these examples not to do lest we die. Let's keep going.
Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Therefore have no temptation taking you by such as is common to men.
So no temptation is taking you but such as is common to man.
But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
So the Most High will not let you be tempted above that you are able. But what?
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
So He will make a way for you to escape. There are different ways that you can escape out of your situation, whether it be lust or serving a different God. He will make a way for you to have an escape route. Go ahead.
That ye may be able to bear it.
So we can be able to bear these situations where the devil come and tempt us to escape. We will have all these different ways to escape if we just hang in there with the Most High, keep His commandments. We will be good and not fall after the lust. Psalms 54. Let's go to Psalms 54, 1 through 7.
Save me, O God, by thy name, and judge me by thy strength.
So save me and judge me by thy strength. Keep going.
Hear my prayer, O God, give ear to the words of my mouth.
Hear our prayer, Lord. Hear our prayer. Keep going.
For strangers are rising up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set God before them. Behold, God is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul. He shall reward evil unto mine enemies. Cut them off in the truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thee name, O Lord, for it is good. For he have delivered me out of all trouble, and my eyes have seen his desire upon mine enemies.
So he will deliver you out of all your troubles. Let's go to Proverbs 11. Proverbs 11, verse 6 through 8.
The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but the transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness.
So if you righteous and you upright, that will deliver you, because the Most High will see your righteousness and will deliver you, just like he has delivered many before that were righteous. Keep going.
Verse 8. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked come in his stead. Any hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered.
Oh, read verse 7.
His expectation, hope of the unjust man, perisheth.
So if you have hope and you become unjust, your hope will perish. Let's go to Matthew 7 and 7.
Matthew 7 and 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you.
So we have to ask deliverance. We have to pray for our deliverance. We have to exalt the Lord that he will deliver us. Let's go to Acts 27, and we're going to see a deliverance happen to a very a known brother in the scriptures, known as, one of the apostles. Acts 27 and 1.
Acts 27 and 1. You ready for it? And when it was determined that we should sail into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus' band. So
Paul was along with some other prisoners. Let's go down to verse 6.
And a centurion of Alexander selling Italy
to Italy, verse 7.
And when he had sailed slowly many days, and scored were come over against Citadus, the wind not suffering us, we sailed under Crete over against some Salmona.
So the winds began to pick up, and it got real crazy. Verse 9 through 12.
Now when much time was spent, and when sailing was not dangerous, because the fast was now already past, Paul admonished them, and said unto them, Sirs, I perceive that this voyage will be with hurt and much damage, not only of the lading, and ship, but also of our lives.
So Paul knew. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, the centurion believed the master and the owner of the ship more than those things which were spoken by Paul.
So of course they did not believe Paul. Go ahead.
And because the heaven was not commandance in winter to winter in, the more part advised to depart thence also, if by any means they might attend to Phoenicia, and there to winter, which is in haven for Crete, and lie toward the southwest and northwest.
Verse 14.
But not only after there arose against it a tempest wind called, what is that? Euroclydon.
So a tempest rose up. They gave it a name. Keep going.
And when the ship was caught and could not bear up into the wind, we let her drive.
So they couldn't drive it no more. They had to let go. They had to let go of the wheel because it was no longer controllable. Let's go.
And running under a certain island, which is called Claudia, we had much work to come by the boat, which when they had taken up, they used helps, undergirding the ship, and fearing lest they should fall into the quicksands, streaked sail, and so were driven. And we being exceedingly tossed with a tempest, the next day they lightened the ship.
So they started throwing stuff off the ship like, man, we gotta start letting go of some of this food, letting go whatever we can get so we don't start sinking. Let's go.
And the third day we cast out with our own hands the tackling of the ship. And when neither sun nor stars in many days appeared, and no small tempest lay on us, all hope that we should be saved was then taken away.
So it got so crazy, they didn't see stars for days. It got so crazy that everybody was like, look, we just gonna lose our lives. And what they started saying next?
Verse 21. But after long abstinence, Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, Sirs, ye should have hearkened unto me, and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this horn and lost. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you.
So do you think they believed Paul when he said, ain't nobody gonna lose their life? Everybody's gonna be okay. Keep going. 23.
And now I exalt you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. For there stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am, and whom I serve.
Whose I am, and whom I serve, and whom I serve also, and whom he serves, and who we all serve.
Saying, Fear not, Paul, thou must be brought before Caesar. And lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee. Wherefore, sirs, be assured, for I believe God, that it shall be even as it was told me. Howbeit, we must be cast upon a certain island.
So they had to be cast upon a certain island. But look what happened to Paul. Righteousness delivered him because he obeyed. People probably started thinking, man, we might as well jump ship, because this ship is just going to drown. But Paul said, look, the angel spoke to me. He said it was going to be okay. We all stay on. The Most High said everybody on the ship is going to live. But if you start jumping, you just going to die. But the Most High, being righteous, delivered all of them. Let's go to verse 30.
And as the shipmen were about to flee out of the ship.
What they about to do?
Flee out of the ship. When they had let down the boat into the sea under color, as thou they would have cast anchors out of the force ship, Paul said to the centurion and to the soldiers, except these abide in the ship, ye cannot be saved.
So if you don't stay in the ship, you can't be saved. Let's keep going.
Then the soldiers cut off the ropes of the boats and let her fall off. And while the day was coming on, Paul besought to take meat.
This land headed for desolation and destruction.